Open your ears and lube up your butthole. It's time for the What Do We Call It podcast. Now, here's your host. It's Jmann. Welcome to the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm Jmann.
This is Neil.
That's how you want to do it?
Okay, Steiny.
Okay. It's we both are coming off of colds, so if we sound nasally, that would be the case. Now, after a month of straight up only the beast episodes where I talked about all the court shit with our custody battle, I'm like, let's lighten it up a tad.
Here we go again.
So I thought I would tell some stories about shit that's happened with my kids.
Always fun.
Which is humorous because my kids especially seem to be like right out of a fucking sitcom with all their dumb problems.
I'm trying to picture which sitcom you're talking about.
Probably something from like the early 2000s where it's not so heavily PC, but not the 90s where it's just so hardened and edgy.
And laugh tracky.
Where you're like, this is not okay. This is a 5-year-old saying that shit?
Yeah.
No. Week and a half ago, I'm coming out of the bathroom, and then I hear the juice say, Dad, she broke my glasses. And I'm like, God damn it. Okay, well, maybe it's like the last time they, air quotes, broke when her little brother had something to do with it. All I basically had to do was take the metal bracket on the earpiece and super glue it back on.
Okay.
So I ask what the hell happened, because when she says she means her sister, who's 9. And I'm like, what the hell happened? And she tells me that Chi-Chi sat on her head.
What?
And that broke her glasses. And I'm looking at them, and the earpiece on one side is snapped off, the screw's missing, the bracket that receives it is bent up on one side. Yeah, it's fucking bad news. I can't just fix this shit on my own. And I try to find the screw. It's nowhere to be found. It's gone. And I'm pissed. And I'm just like, what was the point of you trying to sit on her head?
Well, she wouldn't pay attention to me and get her head out of her phone.
I'm like, okay, and? Well, I wanted her to pay attention to me and to play with me, but she just kept her nose in her phone. And I'm like, you're telling me that was the point? She's like, well, I was trying to fart on her. I'm like, so your idea of how to get her attention was to sit on her head and try to fart in her ear.
Right.
Well, not exactly. I'm like, no, that's basically what you just told me, is that you sat on her head and the part of the glasses that broke tells me you tried to fucking rip one right into her ear canal. So I'm annoyed at the situation. I also am holding back hysterical laughter.
Right.
Because she tried to fart in her sister's ear. So I tell her, I'm like, well, here's the deal. You fucked up big time now, because she needs those to see. So you can go to your room.
For how long?
The rest of the fucking night.
What?
I'm like, yeah, the rest of the fucking night. And maybe the whole weekend if you piss and moan about it. Because I'm not playing those games.
Right. This is a big time teaching moment.
Because I have to fucking go and take them to the glasses place to get them repaired. Which is not going to be something that's easy for me when I work from 8 to 4:30 and they close at 5 o'clock every fucking day.
And how much would a repair like that be?
Well, she's dually insured. So there's my insurance, and then there's they're on MA that covers the remainder. Due in part to the fact that the policy's held by the beast who's broke as shit.
Okay.
That's how that works.
Yep. I had a similar situation with my son's mom years ago.
So all weekend I'm trying to tell the juice, you don't have to wear your glasses. Get used to not having them for school on Monday. But she doesn't do that. She walks around wearing it on one ear and then kind of tilting her head a little.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but just enough to look fucking stupid. And I'm so pissed. Like, look what you fucking did to her. She's already a walking target with all the shit she's into and the way she talks and the way she dresses. She's a giant nerd. God damn it. Monday rolls around. She goes to school. I told her to leave the fucking glasses at home. Did she listen? No, she did not. And I try to call the fucking eyeglass place, and for whatever reason, they're closed. Or at least not answering the fucking phone. And they get back to me, hours later, like 3.5 hours later, to which I have to leave another fucking voicemail that they will get to the next day because I didn't get out of work until like 5:45.
Oh, yeah. Playing phone tag with a business. Yeah. Great.
And I'm just trying to explain that the glasses are broken and that she has MA, and what do I got to do? So Tuesday rolls around. I tell her once again to leave the glasses. She does not. I'm playing phone tag with the place. I talked to somebody, and they're like, okay, for her to get new glasses because she's on MA, you would come in and sign paperwork. Like, okay, that's fine. And then I hung up. And then I'm thinking, I'm like, well, shit. The MA's not in my name. So I call back hours later after they're closed again.
Sure.
Leave another fucking voicemail. Wednesday. I get more answers. Okay, well, yeah, it doesn't matter. Just has to be an adult, a parent or guardian over 18 can come in and sign for this. You know, and we can see if we can fix the old glasses. And I said something to her on the phone, like, good, because we want her to get like another pair. So the next time this happens, we have a spare.
Right.
She's like, okay, yeah, the MA should cover that. That's what she said on the phone. I text
The Beast.
and I explained the situation, which she was aware they were broken, but I mean going there and signing papers.
Right.
And I tell her to go. She's like, well, what are you doing right now? I'm like, I'm on my fucking lunch break, bitch. You're sitting at home doing nothing. You don't work these days. Well, I mean, if they just need one of us to sign it and you can sign it, if you can go, I'm like, you're basically saying you don't want to fucking go because you don't want to have to leave the house? Eat a dick.
Right. Nothing else better to do, huh?
So she goes. I nagged her enough. It wasn't too big of a fight. And then I come out of work hours later. And again, in the warehouse, I can't have my phone on me. It sits in my locker. I don't check it except for a few text messages throughout the day if I'm expecting to hear from someone.
Right.
I get out. I have a voicemail from
The Beast.
who is in rare form.
Oh, boy. Yay.
And she's just like, I don't know what the fuck your deal is, but I just went there and stood in line for 15 minutes only for them to say they need the broken glasses with for this. So I didn't even sign the papers. I just left because I was embarrassed. And you made me waste an hour of my day, and I'm so upset with you. And I'm sorry if I sound like a bitch. I guess I'm just stressed. Which I'm going to say is a marked improvement.
Wow, I was going to say, really a boomerang there at the end.
She's getting better at saying, and I'm sorry if I sound like a bitch, or sorry for being bitchy. Baby steps. And then I call her, and she's kind of pissy on the phone still. And I'm like, first off, just hear me out before you chew me a new asshole and waste our time both. They didn't say we had to bring the glasses. They said you could come down and sign paperwork to get the new glasses. Well, they're not going to give us new ones unless they have the old broken ones to see if they're fixable. Okay? So we have to show them that they're broken to get the new ones. I guess.
Just as a point of information,
The Beast.
Tony lives 8 minutes from the eye clinic. That's a total of 16 minutes of travel plus 15 minutes that she claimed to have been waiting in line to talk. That's 31 minutes. Hardly an hour like she stated in her bitchy voicemail.
Thursday. I call again. I talk. I explain it. Like, I will bring the glasses next time and then get the paperwork done. She's like, okay, no, that's fine. And at this point, it's the same lady like every time. And she's gotten progressively pissier on the phone with me. Like,
Oh,
I'm
boy.
fucking stupid. Like, I can't just drop everything to pull it off. I'd be great if I could, but I've never been in this position before.
Well, she's also in customer service, too. I mean, I get it. She's also supposed to have patience and understanding.
But they don't.
No.
And this is Thursday. I'm like, fucking A. We're facing another weekend. It's already been a full week of her going to school every day and wearing her glasses on one ear and saying, like, I keep getting worried that I'm going to drop them in the hallway when I'm walking during passing times. Somebody bumps into me and they get stepped on. And it's like, dude, you're not Velma from Scooby-Doo, where if they fall down, you're like, my glasses. I can't see without my glasses. It's
Right.
not that bad. She needs them to see the board if she's in the back of the class.
Sure.
She's nearsighted like me.
Do you have contacts?
I do not.
Okay.
I've been prescribed glasses in March for night driving. I did not get them yet
Oh.
because I'm not in a rush to get those old man cheaters, because I just don't think most glasses would look good on my head shape. So they got to kind of have somewhat of a rim to them.
Right.
but not quite to the point where I'm fucking Rivers Cuomo from Weezer.
That's what I was just picturing you going. Oh.
That dude is like synonymous with the Buddy Holly glasses look, not mainly because of the song, but I think just because he was the first person that was prominent in music that really fucking in the 90s was like, hey, look at these.
Brought it back. I'm to the point now where I think combination of my age and the fact that I now have a job where I'm staring at a screen for 6 to 8 hours a day, depending on how much work I'm actually doing. My eyes, I can tell, are not as good. I used to be able to hold my hand up to my face within a few inches and still see detail. Now I have to hold it back about there, 9 inches, to where I can actually focus and see stuff.
That's what she said. Well, again, I've talked about this before. I have 20/40 vision in my right eye. And then famously, when I went to get a job as a patrol deputy in '08,
Yes.
I took the eye test for that department. And the doctor, he's like, it seems like you got 20/40 vision in that one eye. Read that line again. And I did. He's like, good enough. Good enough? What the fuck?
Right?
Like, you guys are going to give me a gun?
That's what I was just
And
thinking.
expect me to shoot the right person with small margins of error, possibly?
Excuse me, bitch?
Because I got to tell you, to go back to that story, when we did gun training, we had colored circle paper targets when we were using the AR-15s.
Mm-hmm.
And my right eye is not my good eye, but it's my dominant eye. So then I was leaning across the scope and using my left eye,
Uh-oh.
and it was really uncomfortable. So I went back to my right eye. I'm like, those targets are colored. Fuck it.
Did it work?
Yeah, I passed that one. So now we're to Friday. Again, staring down the barrel of another fucking weekend, and God knows when I'm going to get this done. And I've been telling my boss about this and other people at work
Sure.
who are laughing at the story. I'm like, so my 12-year-old had her 9-year-old sister break her goddamn glasses when she sat on her head and tried to fart in her ear. And laughter is the appropriate response to that, not, oh my God, that's terrible. Nobody was like clutching pearls. Everybody was giggling. My boss especially loves to hear the fucked up shit that my kids do because his son's, I think, like 8, 9 months old. And he's only got the one.
Sure.
So I'm basically like prepping him for what it's like if he has multiples. And he grew up with a brother, so he knows, but still never lived it firsthand as the parent.
Well, it's a bit of a saga now at this point.
So lunchtime Friday comes and goes. I'm like, I got to get this shit done. And I'm kind of forecasting how the rest of the day is going to go. I know that the juice gets off the bus at like 3:40. And we get to about 3 o'clock. And I say to my boss, I'm like, hey, what's the smallest amount of PTO I can take? He's like an hour. I'm like, okay. I'm going to leave at 3:30. I'm going to go home. I'm going to take my kid. We're going to take the glasses. We're going to go get this done. He's like, perfect. Have at it. I clock out. I go home. I beat her. I'm in the house. And she comes in, and I'm hiding. And she's like, I'm home. I'm home. I'm home. She's singing to herself.
Oh, awesome.
And I'm trying not to laugh. And then she gets closer to where I am, hiding behind a half wall that divides the kitchen and the living room. And she gets just close enough that I'm like, welcome home! And she's like, oh my God! She fucking fell over like one of those fainting goats. Thankfully didn't break the glasses any worse. I'm like, grab your shit, we're going to get your glasses fixed. Fast forward to us going there.
Mm-hmm.
We walk in, we give them the glasses. She takes them, and she goes around the wall, and she's like, I'll get you the paperwork here in a minute. And then she comes out 5 minutes later. Like 5 fucking full minutes of monkeying with these things. She's like, all fixed, and she hands them to her. I'm like, okay, you got that paperwork? She's like, don't need it. But I got to sign to get the new one. She's like, no. We fixed them. You're good. But on the phone, it sounded like I come in, I sign the papers, we get a new pair, paid
So
for by MA, because thought they got a new pair every year or two, and then we got a spare. She's like, well, no. If you get another one, it'll be $160, basically. And I'm like, God damn it.
Oh, man.
And the juice is like, oh, because she wants new ones. She thinks these ones are too kiddish. They're like just basic frame,
Right.
composite frame, and they're like dark blue. They look nice. They don't look cheesy at all. There's no fucking Hello Kitty bow on the corner of it. I don't know what her goddamn complaint is.
Right.
And then she's like, well, I want to get ones like these. And she picks out this pair, and there's like a frame on the top, and the lens just sits, how it's only half molded in.
Yep.
The lady's like, those will be $165. And I'm like, okay, well, we're not going to get those today. And then she just fucking starts tearing up. And I'm like, whoa. Hang on. I did not say we're moving to Russia. I said we're not getting them today. I will go online and see if there's cheaper options, because I didn't plan on spending $1.65 for new fucking glasses for you. And she's just pouting on the walk to the car.
Oh, yeah. Teenage pouting.
And I'm like, you got to knock this shit off. You don't fucking work and you don't know how much things cost. Don't expect me to come in here and just fucking like, blah, like I got $160 to drop on glasses like it's nothing. Take care of them shits. We'll look online. And we get out, and I called the beast and let her know. She's like, they didn't fucking order new ones. I'm like, they won't, because they fixed the old ones. We don't get new ones unless it's out of pocket. She's like, well, I'll go look on Zulily, which, by the way, Zulily does not fucking have eyeglasses. So I don't know what fucking website she's thinking of.
Sure.
But it ain't Zulily. And I looked at like 5 or 6 different ones that have cheap glasses, and the amount they have for kids is bare minimum, 5 or 6 styles, none of which are close to what she wants. So they gave me a card with, the specifics of that exact frame and shit to take to another clinic in another town that accepts my insurance. Because here's the fun one.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
When we're sitting there and we're negotiating the price, I'm like, well, I have this. And I show her my iMed card. She's like, oh, we don't take iMed. I'm like, motherfuck, why am I paying for this shit then?
Right. Yeah, that was the whole point.
Because 7 months earlier, I went and got my eyes checked out, and hers. Mm-hmm. She's duly insured. There was no cost for her. It was $348 fucking dollars for my eye exam through Alina.
Ow.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, so what you do is you contact iMed, and then you get a claim form, and then you get an itemized fucking rundown of what you did for services from us, and then you put it with the claim, and you mail it in. And I'm like, I got to do homework? What the fuck?
Well, so basically, yeah, they'll cover it kind of post or after the fact, huh?
Yeah, but I haven't fucking done anything about it for 7 months.
Ooh.
And it's gone to collections.
Damn.
Whoops. I don't know.
Well, it's a medical bill, right? I've heard you can, like, forever let those go. And
point being is that day when I found that out, I was fucking playing phone tag between Alina and iMed. And they're neither one of them speaking the same fucking language.
Of course not.
And then the day after that, I find out from a lady at work, oh, just go to like America's Best. They take iMed. I'm like, fuck! I could have just gone there.
Right.
And
Have
not
some
had to worry
options.
about any of this other shit.
Yeah.
That's good to know. So it was kind of a story, which with my kids, it always is something.
Right.
It's got to be like a huge fucking how to do with a bunch of steps and finding out just how fucking useless the American healthcare system is.
It really sucks when so many places it feels like they just keep you busy so you don't get anything done and you don't get anywhere. I guess I'm more thinking of like warranty services, things like that. Like they make it so you can't get the services you need done, right?
Well, all these extra steps is like, why do I pay for insurance if you can't directly bill my insurance?
Or you have to do all that, like you said, all that homework, all that extra stuff.
That's fucking ridiculous. And bad on me for letting it drag on for 6 months and go to collections. I wholeheartedly meant to take care of it. But also, I got a lot of shit on my plate. Things like those get bumped to the back burner all the time.
Yeah.
I got to do important things like take care of my kids or come up with new ideas for songs, like one about chicken nuggets being up my butt.
Exactly. Priorities.
It's a work in progress. Interact with the show on Twitter at What Do We Call It. That is at What Do We Call It. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/What Do We Call It podcast show. For the What Do We Call It podcast, I'm Jmann.
This is Steiny.
And that's the end.